Hey everybody, hope all is well. So after getting a copyright strike on one of my videos unexpectedly last week, it sort of made me rethink what I want to do with my channel moving forward and a couple of things that I'm going to be changing up. And I thought about it a lot this past week, and I think I came up with a pretty good plan, and I want to fill you guys in on it and let you know what the new game plan is going to be moving forward, and we'll just go from there. So before I even get into it, I just want to say right off the bat that nothing about my channel is going to be changing in terms of the content. So you're still going to be getting the Lick of the Week videos, the Cool Chords videos, the random covers, the podcast, the tier list, all the normal stuff that I typically do. But I am going to be demonetizing the majority of my videos because after getting the copyright strike for that Lick of the Week video, it made me start thinking more about like intellectual property and copyright stuff when you're dealing with licks and teaching other people's licks and stuff like that. And there seems to be somewhat of a gray area there, and I do need to do more research still, but it's one of those things where I don't even want to take the chance. If there's a chance of me getting another copyright strike on another Lick of the Week video, all it would take is two more and my channel would get taken down. So at this point, it's not even worth risking that, and I want to keep providing those videos. I really like making those videos, and I want to be able to cover anybody that I want without any fear of repercussions. So I'm just going to demonetize all of those just to be safe. And same thing with the Cool Chords videos. I don't know all the copyright laws as far as it deals with people teaching chord progressions to songs and stuff like that, so I don't want to chance that either. I really like the stuff that I cover on my channel. It's really fun for me, and people seem to like it as well. So I really don't want to change anything that I'm doing. And the only way that I foresee that I can just maintain that freedom is just by demonetizing those videos just to be safe. But that is what leads me to my next plan now. So because that I'm demonetizing so many of these videos, I wanted to figure out another way to kind of bring some revenue in, because obviously a goal of mine was to start making money on YouTube eventually, but the whole monetization thing didn't really turn out the way I had thought. Now that we're getting into all of these different copyrights and what you can and can't cover. So basically, I'm going to be launching a Patreon. And this is something that I should have done a long time ago, so maybe this copyright strike was actually a blessing in disguise. So the Patreon is divided up into four different tiers. The first tier is $3 a month, and it's just a general channel supporter. So if you're a fan of the channel and you've gotten a lot of value out of the content that I've made and you'd like me to continue to keep making the same videos, this is a very cost-effective way to support the channel if you're in a position to do so. And that's tier 1. So now with tier 2 and tier 3, I'm actually going to be launching two new different series that I'm going to be doing. So chord expansion is going to consist of exercises, formulas, and patterns to help expand your chord knowledge throughout the neck. I've developed a lot of different chord exercises throughout the years just from playing jazz and wanting to really expand my chord vocabulary. So this will be a deep dive into that. And all the types of chords will be covered, including seventh voicings, modal voicings, chordal voicings, intervallic voicings, and piano voicings. So each episode is going to have a different theme, and I'm going to launch one of those on Monday. I'm just going to put one up on Monday, and if you like what you see and you'd like to get a little bit more, you can do a membership for $5 a month, which, in addition to all the regular content that I post, you'll get PDFs of all of the chord expansion voicings that I'm going to do in the videos, and each PDF will also have an additional at least like 8 to 12 additional voicings that weren't covered in the YouTube video. So you're going to get a lot more voicings that way, and it'll be covered in tablature and notation. So that's one of the tiers. And then the other tier, which will be for the same price, $5 a month, you basically have the option of one or the other. The other series that I'm going to be doing is called Scales Deconstructed. And these are going to be all of the exercises that I've done over the years to really help understand the inner workings of scales, just understanding scales inside and out through every different way possible. So this is going to consist of exercises, formulas, and patterns using different intervals, arpeggios, and dyads to expand your knowledge of scales inside and out. And this is going to cover all of the major, harmonic minor, and melodic minor modes, pentatonic scales, diminished scales, augmented scales, whole tone scales, and tritone scales. And this is going to be another just deep dive into all of the stuff that I've covered with just the inner workings of scales. And I will post these to YouTube as well, but I'm only going to post maybe half of what all of the exercises and patterns are. And if you would like to get the additional half of the content, you can become a patron for $5 a month. So in addition to my regular weekly content, you will get PDFs of my scales deconstructed exercises, which include additional interval and arpeggio patterns that aren't covered in the YouTube videos, and the patterns are written out in notation as well as tablature. So either one of these, you have the option for $5 a month. And then we're going to do one other tier. This is an all-access patron, where if you pay $10 a month, you get all of the regular content that I do on YouTube, obviously. You get PDFs of both the chord expansion and the scales deconstructed videos. And in addition to that, every once a month, I'm going to do a 90-minute group masterclass on Zoom. And this could be a great opportunity for some of you. I've gotten a lot of comments on videos where people might ask me about a specific chord or a specific part that I'm playing. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time to respond to every single person. So this could be a great opportunity to ask me questions like that, or just any topic that you'd like me to do a deep dive into. And this will be a group masterclass, and I'll record it. So even if you're unable to make one, I'm going to put all the archived recordings of these masterclasses on the Patreon as well, and you'll have access to them at any time. And that's basically it. So the chord expansion and the scales deconstructed, in terms of the fluency of how often I'm going to make these videos, I'm planning to do one of each at least every 3 weeks. So if you are a patron for the $5 a month, you'll get at least one, sometimes two a month, depending on how they line up within the 3-week period. And if you do a $10 a month and you have both, you're getting 4. Well, 2 a month, and then sometimes 4 a month, like I said, depending on how it lines up. So, you know, you're getting, and like I said, it's going to be a ton of information. It's going to be a really deep dive, very informative. So for the price, I think you're going to be getting, you know, a lot of information. So that's the plan moving forward. It's basically going to be business as usual, but with the additional option now of donating to the Patreon. So I've really enjoyed making this channel, and I want to continue to do it for as long as possible. And I love the community of people that have kind of built around it, and I want to keep expanding on that, keep creating just, you know, interesting content, and just building a community of just really cool people that just love music and love talking about music, and are just, you know, putting more positivity out there in the world, because these are pretty weird times, and music seems to always be one thing that can bring a lot of us together. So I just want to keep expanding on that community, and I'm just, you know, very grateful for all of you guys that have been supporting the channel so far, just from watching and subscribing and, you know, all the usual stuff. And, you know, continue to spread the word if you can. Tell your friends about the channel, and we will just continue to go from where we are, and hopefully it'll turn into some great things. So that's it. I will see you guys at the next video. Take care.